This is breaking news from CBS 13.
Good afternoon, everybody. Andrew Hobner here. We are in the Fair Oaks area giving you an update on what has happened in regards to that officer-involved shooting turned standoff situation just off of Hazel Avenue. One thing we weren't able to show you in the noon show that we can show you now, this is actually the back side of the shopping center that is right near Hazel Avenue and Winding Way, which is directly in front of me. McCooney's is in here. There's a nail salon in here. They were being told early this morning that the gas was being turned off and that they were ordered essentially to evacuate. An eyewitness whose daughter actually works at McCooney's. She herself lives in Hazel Ranch, which is the complex we're going to walk to in just a minute, and told us that she got a call from her daughter saying, "Hey, are you okay? They're telling us that the gas is off and we have to leave McCooney's. They said that there's an active shooter in your building." The woman returned back to her home, found that what had happened was a standoff had occurred, and that is kind of where we are now just a couple hours later. You can see a little bit further down, there's emergency services vehicles, actually a Metro ambulance, some Metro fire engines, and the Sacramento County Sheriff that are just on the other side. Why are they here instead of not at the actual apartment complex, you may wonder? Well, on the back side of the shopping center there's actually a catwalk that connects the complex to the center. So that is where the initial belief was, if something were to happen, if there is a potential escape route, we have to cut it off back there. They were flying a drone earlier. The sheriff's helicopter has since left the premises, but we're going to walk you down Winding Way, which is the main street closure. Now, it is the only street closure I will mention here, because Hazel Avenue itself is still open to traffic. We're going to walk you through just out of the parking lot of the shopping center here. A couple of these top end places are still open. Some people exhibiting a little bit of a surprise that, they were still the ones at work while the bottom half was the one that was closed out. But as you can see right behind me, that is Hazel Avenue. Hazel Avenue is still, as we mentioned, wide open. And then there is, of course, parking enforcement vehicles as well as a sheriff's vehicle that is blocking the entrance to Winding Way. This is the Rook. We mentioned this in the noon. This is the highly controversial police vehicle that was actually approved by the City Council and Board of Supervisors in 2023. It is used specifically for tactical situations like this, should the need for a break-in of the door to get to the alleged suspect. So right now, this is Winding Way that we are making our way towards. You can see sheriff's vehicles essentially lined up all up and down the street. We did actually see a member of the SWAT team walk out of here earlier this morning, had his rifle strapped across his chest, and had a cooler in tow. A couple more deputies came out, brought out waters, so it has the feeling, and the sheriffs kind of gave us the implication that they could be here a while. This standoff could definitely last a little while. We're walking up toward Hazel Ranch right now, which is the apartment complex where all of this has occurred. The standoff is still going on. It is still kind of a place where the backside has the most action in terms of deputies, in terms of SWAT team members, but we are seeing a little bit more activity as the afternoon is beginning. Now, funny enough, and I can turn the camera over here in just a minute, you're seeing yard work. There's some contractors here that are actually doing some kind of run-of-the-mill work, it appears. They might actually be a part of the sheriff's department. We can take a second look at that, but we'll walk in a little bit further to show you just exactly what Hazel Ranch looks like here. So this is the entrance to the complex. We have one sheriff's vehicle here, and then towards the back area, right? That area that links the shopping center to the actual complex. That's where most of the action is. So a little bit further down towards the backside of the complex is where we are seeing the most deputies, most SWAT, and they are trying to actively speak with this suspect. The last update that we were given from the department said that there was active communication between the suspect as well as the sheriff's department. Everyone, of course, hoping for a peaceful end to this situation. The sheriff said that there have not been any injuries or casualties on their side just yet. But they, of course, as we showed you on the back end of the shopping center, do have emergency vehicles in the vicinity in case something should happen. So this is where we can leave you for now. We will have updates at 4, 5, and 6. If anything breaks in the meantime, we will make sure we make you aware of it. The forklift that we just did see, that actually is a contractor part of the apartment complex. There have been residents that have walked in and out despite the evacuations that have been put in place. We actually saw a resident get her car and physically drive out of this main road that has been closed off since around 10 o'clock this morning. But as you can see, other members of the media, our friends at our other outlets here in Sacramento, as well as some folks that are either a part of this complex, that live in the vicinity, have friends in the complex. We've kind of seen all types this morning, but now the energy has kind of descended into this sort of here-ness. I don't know how to describe it off top of head right now, but it has stabilized, it has maintained as the standoff continues. That's all the information that we have as of now. That is the most up-to-date information we have as of now. If we get any more, we'll be sure to update you and continue on with us 4, 5, and 6 o'clock on CBS 13, Primetime Sacramento on KMAX, and online at cbsnews.com/Sacramento.